Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and for today's video, I have something a little bit more chill and chatty for you guys. I have noticed that there has been a kind of like a tag, I guess, going around on YouTube within the beauty community of people sharing what they have in their fantasy carts in Sephora. And honestly, I can't think of a video that is more fitting to my Sephora app, honestly, because I have so many products saved to my favorites that are on my wish list. So I wanted to jump on here as soon as I saw, like, I think the first person I saw do this video was Steph from Steph's Beauty 05. And then I saw, I think, Jasmine do it, Jasmine Airedale here on YouTube. And then I've also seen a couple of other girls do it. So as soon as I saw them and others doing this video, I was like, oh, I need to film that. That seems like it would be fun. And I can share with you guys like products that are kind of on my wish list that never quite make it to my Sephora hauls because I never end up purchasing them. So basically, this is going to be my $1,000 Sephora fantasy cart. I have all of my products in my Sephora cart already. I don't know why I'm so excited to film this. These are like all products that I probably may never buy unless I come into like a good bit of money. Like, these are all products that I just can never bring myself to actually spend the money on. So I don't know what about that makes me so excited to share it with you guys. But anyway, that is what today's video is going to be about. If you are as excited as I am for this video, and if you enjoy it, definitely be sure to let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. And if you are new here, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining my YouTube fam. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this cart. Alright y'all, so like I said, I have my Sephora cart here. I got all my products already in the cart. I think, let's see, I have a total of 11 products in my Sephora cart. And first of all, can we just talk about the fact that 11 products totaled $1,000? That is ridiculous. Like, that is ridiculous. I feel like people always think, well, people that aren't familiar with Sephora, they think like, oh, it's just makeup. Like, you know, you can probably get what you want for like $40. Like, my husband says that all the time. When I tell him that I'm like want to buy a foundation or I want to like go pick up some stuff from Sephora, he's like, oh, how much you need? Like $20, $30? I'm like, oh, my sweet naive husband, no, not at all. I'm gonna need a good bit more than that, especially if I'm going to Sephora. So yeah, like I said, I have 11 products, and I'm actually a little bit over $1,000, but we just gonna let it be because I want to talk about all of these items. And also, I had two other things that I didn't even put in my cart, so I'm just gonna quickly give them like an honorary mention. Because if I would have put these items in my cart, I would have just had two items in my cart. But the Dyson Airwrap, like the Dyson hair dryer that has like the other attachments that you can like do other things while blow drying your hair, that by itself is $500. And then the Dyson hair straightener that came out like probably a couple months ago, that by itself is also $500. So if I had put those two items in my cart, I would have been at $1,000 already. So I didn't even put those in there, but I did want to give them like a quick mention because those are definitely items that are in my fantasy cart or in my favorites. I don't know if I will ever own those items unless Dyson decides to send them to me for free. But I just cannot imagine spending $500 on a straightener or a hair dryer. Like, honestly, I just couldn't imagine. So those are two other items that I did want to quickly mention to you guys, but I didn't put them in my cart because that would have blew the whole budget. Okay, so to start, I'm going to start off with, I think, foundations. I'm not going to necessarily go in order. I feel like I want to go like with categories. So the first item, actually let's start with primers. So I put two primers in my cart. The first one is from Tatcha. It's the Liquid Silk Canvas. And this primer retails for $52. So I had this in my cart. I've had it in and I've taken it out several times. I feel like every time I'm like kind of getting down to trying to narrow down what I'm actually gonna buy from Sephora, this is one of those products that I always end up taking out. And I feel like the reason I do is because I think it's similar to the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer, which I do already own and I'm still working through. So I can't ever like bring myself to purchase it because I feel like, well, I need to finish the Hourglass one first and then maybe try out, like, since they're kind of similar. They may be different because obviously I've never tried the Tatcha one before. but I feel like they kind of are like a similar type of product. So yeah, that's one that I always end up taking out. And then also the Farsali Liquid Powder Oil Balancing Serum. So this is a newer serum from Farsali and it retails for $54. I picked up the one that's in the green container. I can't remember what that one was called, but I think that one was also like a mattifying primer. Let me see. Okay, so here it is. This is the Farsali Skin Tune Blur Primer. So it's actually more of like a blurring primer, but I do find that when I use this, it does help to mattify my skin. I picked that up like a couple of VIB sales ago, and I do really like this. It's actually almost out. So I kind of feel like once I run out of that one, I may pick up this new one, because this one I think is supposed to be more so for mattifying the skin. It may blur as well, but I think it's supposed to, like, the focus of it is more so for like mattifying. But again, because I do already have this one, it's just another product that I want to try, but when it comes down to actually narrowing down my purchases, I always end up deleting it. And those are the only two primers that I have in my cart. So next up, I'm going to share with you guys foundations. I have two foundations in my cart. The first one is the Pat McGrath Lab Sublime Perfection Foundation. It retails for $68, and that's, I mean, that's expensive. I have spent, I think the most that I've ever spent on a foundation has been probably not more than $50. And honestly, it's like, okay, like, it's only, what, $18 more. But something about, well, it's more closer to like pretty much $20 more because it's basically a $70 foundation. But I don't know, like, that's another product. I feel like certain things, once they hit like a certain cap, I'm like, oh, that's too much for that. So I feel like this foundation kind of falls in that category. But I've heard people like say a lot of really good things about the foundation. So what I may do is like go get a sample from Sephora and try it out. And then if I'm like in love with it, then, you know, I may go ahead and drop the coins. But right now it's just in my favorites. And then I also have the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of this foundation before as well. I feel like everybody and their mom talks about how good this foundation is. And even though it says it's supposed to be like luminous, I think like a lot of people say that it's not luminous. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's oily, because, well, you may or may not know, but I'm very, very oily. So whenever I see things like hydrating, luminous, I'm always like, okay, pump the brakes for a second. I'm not sure how that's gonna work with my oily skin, but so many people talk so highly about this foundation from all different like skin types. So this is another one that I just always kind of keep my eye on. So yeah, I have it in my cart. It retails for $64, and right now it's just in the favorites. So while we're on skin products, I want to mention a moisturizer. I have the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is a priming moisturizer that retails for $60. And this is another product, I don't know if you guys remember, but I feel like there was like a time, like a time frame when everybody was using this this moisturizer. They would always use it as like the first step before they started to apply their face products. And I remember always thinking like, I want to try that. Like, everybody's always saying how great it makes your skin feel and look, and how it's such a great like priming moisturizer. And I just always wanted to try it, but again, I never ended up actually picking it up. It does retail for $60. I think I said that already, but yeah, it does retail for $60, and for a moisturizer, it's only 1.7 ounces. You know, I'm always a little bit torn, so I don't know. Maybe some of these products will find their way into one of my future VIB sale hauls. But as of right now, these are like usually all the products that once I get down to it, like I keep saying, I always end up deleting. And then one other face product I have in here, well, it may not be the last. Well, yeah, okay. One other face product I have is from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, this is a product I'm probably going to end up purchasing at some point, because I just keep hearing people talk about how bomb it is. But this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Powder. And at first I thought that she didn't have a shade that would work for me. But I would honestly probably use this powder like under my eyes. So for that reason, I'm kind of like, maybe I could try it out, you know? So I have the shade Medium, Medium 2, I think. in my cart right now. They have fair, medium, and dark. So right now I have medium in my cart as like the one that I want to try out for setting underneath my eyes, because that's what I've heard a lot of people talk about, like how flawless and beautiful it makes underneath their eyes look. So this is one, it's in my fantasy cart right now, but it may not be there for long because like I said, this is one that I have been eyeballing for a minute. So, you know, this one may end up being one for the next VIB sale that I actually bite the bullet and purchase. And I keep forgetting if I told you guys the price or not, but it does retail for $45. And when I edit this video, I'll probably also include like all the names and the prices and everything on the screen so that you guys can see what I'm talking about, and maybe even like a picture of each product so you guys can actually see. But yeah, so those are all the face products that I had in my cart. So now let's go ahead and get into eyeshadow palettes. So I have 2 eyeshadow palettes in my cart, and you guys can probably already guess what I'm going to say. But the first one is from Pat McGrath, and it is the Mothership 8 Artistry Eyeshadow Palette. It's the Divine Rose one. So I think that's the most recent one that she came out with. And I've seen a couple of people do reviews on this eyeshadow palette, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. I've seen some of her other eyeshadow palettes that I've liked, but I haven't been like completely sold on like for the price, because this one does retail for $125. Y'all, $125 for an eyeshadow palette. Let me do the math. So this has 10 shadows. So that's like almost, that's a little bit over $10 a shadow. Like $11. Wait. Okay, I had to bust out the calculator. So that is exactly $12.50 per eyeshadow. And honestly, if she was selling these eyeshadows individually, I would not pay $12.50 for a single eyeshadow. Like, that's just the truth of the matter. But we know Auntie Pat is, you know, Black owned brand. And not only that, like, people always talk about how bomb her products are, but they, like, she is not playing with y'all when it comes to the price. Like, she's trying to take all the coins. So yeah, as much as I would love to get my hands on this eyeshadow palette, especially this one in particular, just because it is such a beautiful rose toned palette, which I feel like rose tones and like warm bronzy tones, those are my tones. I just feel like it would be so beautiful, and it would honestly be like one of the most luxurious eyeshadow palettes in my collection if I were to ever purchase it. But as of right now, that's one, even for like 20% off during the Sephora VIB sale, that's like pretty much my whole budget of what, you know, of whatever I'm trying to purchase. So usually I'm trying to get the most bang for my buck, and this ends up being one that doesn't quite make it, you know, through checkout. But yeah, it's definitely on my wish list for sure. And then the other one that I have on here is from Natasha Denona, which again, her palettes are pretty expensive. This one that I have in here though is the bronze eyeshadow palette. So again, it's one of her more recent launches. It retails for $65, so a little bit less than Pat McGrath, but still pretty pricey. But again, this is another palette that I feel like really, like you really do get your money's worth, because everybody that I've ever seen that has purchased from Natasha Denona, they don't have anything negative to say. They always say her shadows are bomb, they blend amazing. Like, the quality is above and beyond any of the other eyeshadow palettes that they have ever purchased. So I do think it's definitely worth the coin, but you know, I've never actually purchased one. So those are the 2 eyeshadow palettes that I have in my cart. And then last but not least, I have some perfumes. I have 3 perfumes. So basically, I decided last year, I think like midway through last year, that every time Sephora had a sale, I was going to buy a perfume so that I could start to build up like my high-end perfume collection, because I had like all the Victoria's Secret sprays, all the Bath and Body Works sprays, but there is something about like a high-end perfume, like it just takes it to a whole nother level. Not to say that there's anything wrong with, you know, Victoria's Secret and Bath and Body Works, because please believe I do still use those sprays. I have my favorite scents that I keep on deck, but it's just something about a high-end perfume that, you know, for special occasion, it really just takes it to another level. So I decided, like I said last year, that every time Sephora had a sale, I was going to purchase a perfume. So far I have gotten 2, I think. Yeah, 2. I've gotten 3. So I have the Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Fresh. I have the Vince Camuto Amore. And then I have the Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy. So those are my 3 high-end perfumes that I have so far. And then I have 3 more in here that I've had my eye on. I have more than 3, but these are the ones that I put in the cart because I was trying to stay under $1,000, okay? So I have more than these 3. I have literally, if you saw my favorites, it would be like, you'd be scrolling. But these are like my top 11 picks as of right now. So the first one that I have in here is from Coco Chanel, or from Chanel. This is the Coco Mademoiselle perfume. It retails for $105, and that is for the, not the absolute biggest one, but the second to the biggest one. It's $105. And this is one, again, that I've heard a lot of people talk about. The notes on it are floral, like warm floral, which is, like, that's what I really like. Like, those are warm florals and vanillas. Those are my scents. So I feel like I would really like this one. So I have that in there. The next one is from Dior. It's the Miss Dior. And this one is $75. And I think that is for the smallest size. Yeah, so that's $75 for the 1 ounce perfume. And the biggest size is a 5 ounce, and that one retails for $165. So, you know, I need to see if I actually like it before I do all of that. But yeah, the smallest one is $75. So that one may actually be, you know, that's not too bad, under $100. So that one might be one of my, you know, upcoming purchases. But this one also is a warm floral scent type. So you guys kind of see like my vibe, warm florals. And then the third one is Kilian. And honestly, the only reason I have this in here is because Jackie Aina said that Rihanna wears this perfume. It's the Kilian Love Don't Be Shy perfume. And y'all, this perfume is $240. So that by itself is the most expensive thing in my cart. I don't know that I will ever purchase this perfume. It's on my wish list. Maybe one day somebody will buy it for me. You know, maybe my husband will get it for me, like for a birthday or Christmas or something like that. But girl, as of right now, me personally, I won't be spending my coins on a $240 perfume. Like, I'm just not there yet. But it's definitely on my wish list because shoot, if Rihanna thinks it's good enough for her, it's good enough for me. And this one again is in the same scent family, warm florals, but this one actually has vanilla as one of its notes. The other 2 perfumes, they don't have vanilla as part of like their notes. This one does. And it only comes in 1 size. So it's a 1.7 ounce, $240. And then after that, if you want to get a smaller one, it's like one of the little spray ones. The 0.24 ounces, and that one is $48 for like one of those little, like, you know when you get a travel perfume set like around Christmas time, you get the full size perfume and you might get a lotion, and then you get like one of those little tubes with this like that you can spray, but it's more for like throwing in your purse and taking on the go. That of the Kilian perfume is $48. So that's like a whole nother level of luxury that I don't even think I'm ready for. But a girl can dream, right? So I do have it in my fantasy cart. And yeah, that is everything that I have in my Sephora cart. All 11 items, a mixture of some skincare, foundation, primers, eyeshadows, perfumes. That's my cart. So the total is $1,019.17. And that is obviously before tax. So I need to go ahead and clear all these items out of my cart, send them right on back to the favorites list so I can make sure we don't have no you know, no mistakes happening of accidental purchases on my Sephora app for $1,000. But yeah, that is everything that I have in my cart. I really enjoyed filming this video. I don't know why I got so much joy out of just talking to you guys about things that are like on my fantasy list from Sephora, but I don't know. I thought that this was fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed hearing all of the products that I wish I could have, and hopefully maybe one day I will, but I may never, like that Kilian perfume. That is honestly just a dream that I don't know if it will ever come true. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if there's any other, you know, chatty tag style videos that you guys would like to see. There's one other one that I've seen floating around lately. It's the makeup collection if I wasn't a YouTuber. So basically like products that I would have in my collection or that I would, you know, buy and continue to purchase if I wasn't a YouTuber, because obviously as a YouTuber, I have like an extensive amount, like literally an obsessive amount of makeup that no normal person would probably have. Like I have way more makeup than I could probably even ever use in a lifetime. But of course it's because I film videos for you guys. I have products that are sent to me. You know, I do it for the love of makeup, for the love of YouTube. I do it for the gram. So that is another video that I've seen floating around, people just talking about the products they would actually have real life in their collection if they weren't a YouTuber. So let me know if that's something that you guys would like to see. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little chatty video with you guys real quick. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you are new to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing. And I think that's all that I have. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next one.